Hi everybody, I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 13th. On today's show, we look forward to Flag Day by talking about the flags of Shell Point. We'll also learn a new art form, pin weaving, which can help you create beautiful works like this. But first, remember that this Sunday is Father's Day. On page 25 of your Shell Point Life magazine, we've given you a variety of ideas for Father's Day gifts from the Shell Point Salon. There are plenty of services offered there just for men. For example, Monday mornings are chemical-free Mondays, where guys can get their hair cut in the Island Salon without any odors of hairsprays, hair coloring, or perm chemicals. Guys also love the massage services, facials, and even manicures and pedicures. Stop by the Island Salon for gift certificates or give them a call at 489-8400. Robin Church is here with a reminder about their barber services.
Hi, my name is Robin, and I'm here today with Glenda in the Island Salon. Glenda is a barber who has recently joined us. And Glenda, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
Okay, well, thank you. I am Glenda Yao. I have been barbering for 9 years, but I've been cutting hair on and off since 1974. And as you well know, I used to work at Tony's Senior Barbershop on McGregor Boulevard. And now I come over here to join many of you, and I hope you will come back and see me here. And you are welcome, and walk-ins are welcome. Come see me.
Absolutely. And Nancy, it is so interesting because Nancy called me and said, I know this fantastic barber for men and women, and I would just love it if she would join your team. And so then I got connected with Glenda, and now she's here. And Nancy, you've been a customer of Glenda's for how long?
I've been with Glenda for over 3 years, and she has worked miracles with my hair. And I'm sure that if you give her a try, you'll be very pleased.
Thank you so much, and I'm just thrilled that we have Glenda in the salon now. So again, she does barbering for men and women. So give us a call at 489-8400 and make your appointment. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
When you hear the words weaving and loom, you think of a textile art form that requires a large apparatus and takes a long time to master. But what if all you needed were some straight pins and some poster board? This new form is called pin weaving, and it can be used to create beautiful works like this. Come learn more about pin weaving by signing up for an academy class next Wednesday, June 19th at 10 a.m. in the Sable Room. Terry Colath has all the details.
Hello everyone, I am here today with Sharon Terrestini of Lakewood. We're talking about her class in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. Thank you for joining me, Sharon.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
Well, let me say first off that you're going to teach pin weaving for textile art, and we're going to explain what that is. Tell us, what is pin weaving for textile art?
Well, it's very easy actually. I'm going to show you my bag of tricks.
All right.
It starts off with a foam core board. Simple. And I have little, you probably can't see that on the camera, but there are little dots here, and pins will go in there.
So you're making a loom.
We're making our own loom. Very inexpensive. And here's my bag of tricks.
All right.
First, we need to put in the pins.
And they're beautiful pins,
yes,
with little big heads.
Yes, they have to be big heads so that and of course, then you have thread that you use for the warp, and you wrap around, and these, aren't they pretty?
Beautiful.
These are only a small segment of what we're going to be working with.
Now they're tubes of fabric.
They're tubes of
that you have sewn. Okay.
And I have a little gimmick so I can turn it inside out.
Wonderful.
You know.
You'll bring those to your attendees.
They're already made up, so they don't have to do any sewing as such like this. This would take too much time.
Right.
And then we have the embellishments. We have yarns and ribbons. I made this little braided thing, which I have a gizmo for that. I'm going to show how to use it. And so this, and our finished product then will be something like this. Actually, it'll be a little bigger.
So you are going to put the pins into the foam core and use these. And
we use this as our warp thread or something like it.
Right.
And wrap it around the pins. Okay.
And then braid.
And then we take our colors, whichever colors, there's millions of them, but that they want, and they'll start weaving, and in between them, to accentuate, there'll be yarns. And you see how these yarns,
embellishment.
yes, how they, and ribbons and so forth. Anything really.
So this finished product, a little larger than this, the sky's the limit on what you can do with that. You could hang it on the wall, you could frame it, you could incorporate it into the back of a denim jacket. I mean, anything. It's just,
and you don't have, and you know, after you get good, you don't have to keep it a square or rectangle. You can start off with pins here, 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 going down and making to fit a pattern. Like a collar.
Sure, or smocking that comes for a child. Oh, it's
so there's unlimited use, and those people who are knitters. I'm the fabric person, but knitters, they actually can do this too, and do sort of designs in there. I haven't done that, but I've seen it.
Wonderful. So let's be clear that not everybody's going to get into this class the first round, so we're hoping you'll do it again. And second of all, the lucky people who signed up right away are going to have a whole day together. They're going to bring their lunch, and we're going to take the Sable Room and make it into a weaving studio. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. So, Sharon, I always love to point out when our residents who are really experts at something and have a passion for something, not only have the generosity to share it with others as a volunteer, but also you keep pushing the edges. What else could I do with creativity? This is such a stunning example of someone who knows how to do the process and taking it in so many different directions. I love it.
Well, it's fun. I think if you want to go into art, you have to go into different areas and just kind of push the envelope. That's the fun of it. I don't like doing the same thing over and over. And this is just something new the last 3 or 4 years that I learned about the weaving, and then just the last couple years that I actually did the weaving.
Well, some of us are going to really enjoy Wednesday, June 19th. The rest of us hope that Sharon Terrestini has so much fun that she will do it again in another semester. It is called Pin Weaving for Textile Art. I'm Terry Kolath.
Another textile that has been very much in the news recently, flags. In the past month, the flags of Shell Point have flown at half staff for several different occasions. On May 15th, they were lowered for Peace Officers Memorial Day, a holiday which honors local, state, and federal police officers who have died in the line of duty. May 27th was Memorial Day, one of the annual observances where a half staff is required, according to the U.S. Code. And the President can also specify other occasions, such as in remembrance of the Boston Marathon bombings in April and the death of Senator Frank Lautenberg last week. Of course, we also mark occasions by flying special flags, such as will happen tomorrow at the island's Administration Circle. To mark Flag Day, Shell Point will fly the flags of all 50 states. We talked with setup tech Larry Foes as he planted those flags, and then challenged him with some 50-state trivia.
The state flags, I think we only put up on Flag Day, and then we have service flags that we put up on Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Right now I'm putting them up in order of the admission into the Union. I've got 2 ways of setting them up, this way in order of admission to the Union and also in alphabetical order. And this year I'm putting them up in admission to the Union.
So which one would be the first one then?
For admission to the Union, I think that was...
Don't worry, Larry. Our first state is kind of obscure. It's Delaware, which ratified the Constitution on December 7th, 1787. What about our most recent admissions into the Union? Can you name those?
Alaska and Hawaii. Alaska was 49, Hawaii was 50. And then New Mexico was 47. I've got that one up already.
Yes, New Mexico, like Florida, is also called the Sunshine State. And you can tell because their state flag has this red sun symbol. In 2001, a survey of flag experts proclaimed New Mexico the best designed state flag in the country. Now, what about some other state flag oddities?
Here's Ohio. This is number 17.
Ohio's flag is the only state flag that is not rectangular. It uses this pennant design, technically called a burgee. And Oregon's flag is also unique in that it features a different design on the front and back of the flag. Of course, it's easy for me to stand here and look up these facts about flags. I'm not out there pounding 50 flags into the ground in the hot sun all by myself.
I was out here earlier this morning putting the poles in, driving them into the ground. Every time we put the flags up, we have to put these poles in and take them out when we take the flags up so they don't get destroyed by the lawnmower.
So you got to drive in 50 pipes into the ground.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Strengthens the arm.
We want to thank Larry and Tom and Josh and all the other setup guys at Shell Point for their tireless behind-the-scenes efforts to help Shell Point look its best and its most patriotic. Now, there are some flags at Shell Point that have been donated by residents. For example, at the Woodlands, the 2 sets of flagpoles came about as a gift from Kemper and Libby Lorraine of Rosemont. In 2002, they set up an endowment to keep the flags flying at the Woodlands in perpetuity, in honor of all their family members who had served in the military. In 2010, Ray Burrows made a similar gift to Eagles Preserve. Let's hear what motivated Ray.
I am originally from Ohio. I was born in Springfield, Ohio, and I ended up in Cleveland, Ohio. My husband worked there for General Electric. My husband was a general manager of the lighting department, and very proud of that. He did a wonderful job. We have been coming down. My husband had a plant in Orlando, as well as some all over, and some friends of ours were here, Ted and Florence Blake at that time, and also Dr. Swedberg and his wife, and they encouraged us to come and look at Shell Point. When we looked at Shell Point, when he went through on a tour with Ted Benjamin, he noticed all the appliances were General Electric. So that made him want to come here
that
too.
That was a point in our favor.
Right, exactly. And I live at Eagles Preserve, wonderful, wonderful community, and just love it here. I've been here since the middle of 2007. We had come over January of 2005. By July of that year, he started to go down in his health, and we put him in the pavilion. But God's timing on that was perfect as far as having signed into Shell Point, so I'm thankful for that. He was a very, very special man. We would have been married 42 years this year. He was a part of the ROTC, and he didn't get a chance to he went 4 years, and right before graduation, they deployed most of those of the ROTC from Purdue University. And from there then, he had his degree in mechanical engineering, and they kept him here in the States all through those 4 years because he was an excellent design engineer. And he made parts for the bomber planes at that time. He's very private. I guess when you're in the service, a lot of that is top secret. So he kept that until the day he died. So I moved into Lucina on the island because there were no places open at that point. So I got to know the island quite well. And I was, every time I drove in through the gate, I saw these lovely flags. And then, of course, when I moved here, naturally at the Woodlands, the flags flying. And yet when I moved in here, we had no flags. And I was just prompted to say, I'd love to contribute that way and give the flag to Eagles Preserve in memory of. But not only for him, but for all veterans that have served our country. Right off of Davis Road in that plot that you go around. Beautiful, just beautiful. So thankful. Oriana and I go down and we walk by it almost every morning. We salute it. But I'm just so thankful for Shell Point. They were just wonderful.
With all that patriotism in mind, now is the time to get your free tickets for our Independence Day celebration, taking place on Thursday, July 4th. We'll be serving red, white, and blue desserts, including apple cobbler with vanilla ice cream. We'll also present a free concert featuring trumpeter Charlie Raymond playing the music of Harry James. And the three-part harmonies of The Apple Blossoms will take you back to a time when the Andrews Sisters were on the top of the charts. Tickets for the concert and the food are free if you're a Shell Point resident. And you can also get tickets for outside guests and family members for just $5. So visit the service desk and get your tickets today. For now, it's time to cover all of Thursday's happenings, followed by your Academy News, menus, and Village Church Connections.
Today is Thursday, June 13th. I'm Suzanne Zavada, and I'm here with Bev Chanley to go over everything happening at Shell Point today. We'll start the day off at 7:15 with the Health Connections, Bend, Breathe, and Balance in the Health Club on the island. At 8 o'clock, the Men's Golf Association will be meeting out at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8, we have the Round Robin Men's Doubles Tennis Group out at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 8:30, the Paddlers Club will meet out at the Kayak Storage on the island. And at 9:15, we have shuffleboard being played out on the shuffleboard courts on the island. 9:30 is the time for the Current Events Group to meet in the game room at the Woodlands. Also at 9:30, we have the Ladies Match Play Tennis Group meeting out at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 9:45, we have Introduction to Beginning Line Dancing, followed by Basic Line Dancing at 10:15. And at 11:15, we have Advanced Line Dancing. All of those line dancing activities are taking place in the Health Club on the island. Now here's Bev with the afternoon.
Now that all that line dancing's done, we have a 1:15 more sedate activity. Mahjong will be played in the library lounge. Then we moved to 2:45 where we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2. That'll be in the Health Club. That's currently full. At 4 o'clock, the seamstress will be here with her weekly service. She'll be in the Osprey room. 4:30 is the time for Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in the Sable room. Then we round out your day with 7 o'clock Pinochle being played at the Library Lounge. Thank you for joining us on Thursday. We'll see you back here on Friday for the weekend edition of the Happenings segment.
Hi, I'm Terry Coleth with your Academy information for Thursday. At 2 o'clock, we have the Woodlands Commons Art Walk for those who have signed up, meeting in the Buttonwood Room at the Woodlands.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is fried boneless chicken with mac and cheese and broccoli. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $10.95, and the soup of the day is beef rice. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy a chicken quesadilla with fresh fruit for $6.95. The dinner special is Thai night for $7.95. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are New York Strip for $17.95 or Florida Grouper for $19.95. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
It's a joy to welcome you today to Village Church Connections, and a real joy and privilege for me to have Jim Houba with me. Jim, you're joining me today because you are getting ready for a big trip.
It is indeed, and it's coming by pretty soon now. Yes, indeed.
You have been involved over the course of these last years in doing some short-term missions trips. You love to do that.
I do indeed. As long as the Lord allows me to be able, I'm ready up to the task, and I'm glad to go.
And this time you are going to Nicaragua. You have been there before.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit about where you're going.
Well, we're going into Managua. The missionary church, Christian missionary church, is about 45 minutes from the airport, so it's in the city itself. Okay. And that's where the site is, that's where the church is, and across the street is the home of the president of the CMA for Nicaragua. And she has rooms there, so we're staying in those rooms right across the street. Yeah, close to the work site.
That's wonderful. And I know that you've got some big plans for while you're there. Tell us what your work team is going to be doing there in Managua.
Well, it's all going to be grunt work. It's going to be a lot of heavy lifting. We'll arrive on a Monday and kind of get adjusted. Tuesday morning we start at 8 and we'll work probably till about 6, mixing cement and putting in a wheelbarrow and running it down and filling a patch, which is the patio, with cement. And it's about 120 by 120 feet.
And there are going to be some other projects you're participating in during the week?
Yes, we'll have some time to paint the exterior walls because I was there 5 years ago and we did the interior of the sanctuary. But the sun is strong and they painted it with a darker color and that got bleached out. So they're asking us if we would paint the outside of the church, so we'll do that too.
Okay. And I know you're pouring some patio areas, and I know that that's really important, especially for the children. Why is that?
Well, right now they're playing on dirt, and the Sunday school rooms also have dirt floors. So it'd be a nice upgrade and pleasant to play where in the rain you're not in mud. And additionally, this patio isn't just for the Sunday school kids themselves, although they're there more often than not. But there's a design in the church that opens up corrugated doors. When there's an overflow in the church, they can sit outside and card table chairs, if you will, and it's now hard, and it's better to set things up like that. So there's kind of a twofold thing, yeah.
So there are important ways to be involved with ministry, working with your hands, and you're going to do that.
Yes, and we're doing it all for the Lord.
And I know the Village Church has participated in helping raise funds for the materials needed for these projects, and all of those funds have come in. We're so grateful for that.
Yes, I have a note here that says, we are funded. The church has been most gracious and generous with their contributions toward it. It's been a kind gesture toward us, and we know that it comes from the heart because it's not easily raised. At times like this, with other things requiring their funds, they decided that putting money toward this project was important to them and certainly important to us. Yeah.
And I know you're filling your suitcases with these little toys here. Tell us about those.
One Sunday, a member of our church, a friend of mine here, said, "Can I give you something to take there for the children?" So I said, sure. So if we're going to have 100 of these things for the children, so we have the opportunity to take it. And these, by the way, are made by residents of Shell Point here in the Tunnel Workshop. And there are several designs that you can see here. And so then we also have the joy of seeing the children receive a quality toy that they didn't expect, and it's something they can't damage. It's a piece of wood. You'd have to really do something, so it's long lasting. Another supporter has told us that he wants to rent a cement mixer for us and pay for it. Now, we didn't expect that. We expected to build a volcano of cement and sand and stone, mix it with the hoe, shovel it into a wheelbarrow, and off it goes. Now we've got a mixer. And that speeds it up. We're sure to get the job done. If there's a little bit of rain or something like that, we'll get the job done. Now, we still have to dump it into a wheelbarrow and run it up. That we can't get rid of. But it'll mix faster, more complete, and it'll take over for maybe a lot of sore backs that might be toward the mid part of all this mixing. So that's, like I say, it's a blessing upon blessing, and stand back and see how God works. That phrase that says, "But God,"
Exactly.
But God intervened and surprised us all. Yeah.
It's wonderful that you're able to go and do this. Take lots of pictures, please.
We will.
So that we can enjoy that when you return. And we want to commit to be praying for you as you go. Praying for safe travel.
That's it.
Praying for team unity.
That's it.
Praying that the projects will go well and that you'll have a good connection with the folks down there.
We'll look forward to that. We know we can rest in that, and we'll go representing all of you. And we'll have the comfort of knowing that you're all behind us and remembering us as we're down there. And we'll come back with a report and a lot of photos and a lot of stories.
Have a wonderful trip.
Thanks so much, Glenda.
Thank you for joining us today for Village Church Connections. Have a wonderful day.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as Nordic walking instructor Lindy Smith explains how physical activity goes hand in hand with all the other aspects of LifeQuest. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 13th. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.